Hello and welcome to the Monroe County Library System. My name is Elizabeth. I am from the Blue Bush Branch Library. This is Bethany. She is from the Dorsch Branch Library. And today we are going to show you how to do some gourmet dog treats. Oh, look at that! How perfect is that? How exciting! We are doing a doggy birthday cake. This is what they look like in the pan. Ta-da! Here is the end product. Okay, now we're going to make dog treats. This is going to be a little bit fun. We already have made one batch. I'll show you how they turned out. They're little. We turned these into little balls. Okay, they are baked. When you put them in a sealed container out, they last a week. If you decide to refrigerate them in a sealed container, they will last up to 3 weeks. That's just something nifty to know. But once we get this made, we're going to try something because it did say you can roll them out like pie crust or cookie dough and use cookie cutters. And with the kitchen gadgets I have, my good mother, we have Halloween. And since Halloween's right around the corner, we might do some cutouts like that. I also have, where's that heart-shaped baking dish? There's a heart-shaped baking dish around here. I also have a donut hole cutter. This is very old, but again, my mom had it from her mother. So we're going to try one of those. And then we also have these, which are stones that you can put in the oven. So we might bake one of these. You can frost it and turn it into a birthday cookie or whatever you would like, or a Valentine's Day special, something like that. So you've got a lot of different options. 1 cup flour. When measuring flour, you can use a knife, scoop it out. Or hit the side of the cup to get it to settle. And then take the flat side and brush off the top. All right, 1 cup flour, 1/2 cup oatmeal. Oh, here's our 1/2 cup. It's a little wet, so I'm gonna dry it out. And we will do 1/2 cup of oatmeal, 1/2 cup of peanut butter. This time, since our jar is getting down to the bottom, I'm going to use this handy dandy half spatula so I can kind of scrape the sides, get the top cleaned out so it doesn't end up all over my fingers and hand. That's our oven telling us what's heated to 350 degrees. All right, so you've got 1/2 cup of peanut butter. This goes together just like a dough does. So it does require you to hand mix it, and when I say hand mix it, it doesn't mean using a hand mixer or a whisk or anything. It means actually use your fingers and mix it. We got 1/2 cup of water. All right, and then take off all rings and watches as I have already done, and you can just start mixing with your hands. Yes, it is much easier. The first time I did this, I tried to mix it with a whisk, and because it turns out just like Play-Doh. Everybody, see how it just, I mean, and that getting that thick dough out of a whisk was not fun. So I did learn. See, as you can see, it is very, very thick. All right. Once you feel you've got it mixed enough, like I said, Bethany's gonna prepare, we've got a cookie sheet over here with some parchment paper on it. She's gonna put some parchment paper on the cookie dough, or on the cookie sheet. Now, I don't know how experienced you are. If you want and you do not want to roll things out, I have talked to a lot of people who just don't like the whole rolling out and dough consistency thing. You can just take balls of it like that, roll it in a ball, and put it on the cookie sheet. That's what we did, and that's why the example ones are rolled in little balls. It was easier. Nope, that's perfect. When you roll things out, this is a dough mat. It's made out of a certain material that you can use. I have a little cloth here. That just helps so it doesn't stick to the roller and it rolls easier. I have a mom that cooks, so that's where that was it. This was actually a Christmas present as a set. When you roll dough out on something, you always want to put a thin layer of flour on the bottom. This stops the dough from sticking. And you can get quite, I mean, if you look, you can get the dough quite large just by. And that's part of the secret working with pie crusts or any type of dough like this. It's just having it roll it out. You don't put a lot of pressure. You can just see my hands are just on it. And depending on how thick you want your cutouts to be, will be how thick you roll your dough. There's many different rollers. This was an old wooden roller. I've got one like this. We don't need the cloth on that. You got two ends to it. Like I said, kitchen gadgets are a thing in our house. I could probably do a whole segment on how many kitchen gadgets I have in my cupboards, I'm telling you. We have a lot. All right, so then I will use a clean spoon and we will put a little bit of flour on the top of this and roll it around. When you're working with cutouts, that's always a nice thing. I also always put a little bit of flour in my corner because so that the dough won't stick to the cutout. I usually do that. And ta-da, we have a ghost. All right, now let's do a bat. Oh, and I did not put that. See? Nice example. I did not put it in the thing first, so it did not fall out as easy. And it's just consistency and learning how to work with it. A pumpkin. Now, let's try some of our little donut holes and see how that turns out. Because what's going to be cool about this is it will even cut a little round circle in the middle for bite size. Da-da, a donut, da-da, a bite size. So you can have a lot of fun with this stuff. You know, I don't know if you are dog people or not. We, as you can see, are very much dog people. Bethany had a passion for dogs when she was little, and it has carried over into adulthood. I, at 2 years old, read her the dog encyclopedia repeatedly. So she knew her breeds, she knew her what did what working dog did where. I mean, she just, and she did eventually take 2 years of vet school and then change professions a little bit. But because of her passion for dogs, it's never gone away. We do stuff like this. We socialize the dogs. We teach them tricks. We try to work them in different ways in the community. It's a great thing. Now see, I stopped using the butter, the peanut, or the flour.
The butter.
Yeah, hand me that knife. There we go. And it sticks. Oh, wouldn't you know it, it stops right there. There we go. Thank goodness that worked. You can then, once you don't have cutting room anymore, we should be able to ball this back up just like dough. Do you want to see what we got in that? And of course we broke out our handy dandy, we have Christmas cookie cutters in here, all sorts of, a heart for Valentine's Day, all sorts of different cookie cutters, so you could pretty much do this for any holiday.
There you go, you have a leaf for fall.
Oh, there we go. And like I said, it's this, I like this roller better when you get down to the smaller stuff. Like I said, it's just a little bit easier. Maybe I'll do a little thinner there. Try to keep it even. Oop. There we go. We got a nice leaf.
You're running out of room.
I know. We have a heart. And I think I'm going to go back to the, I'll do 1 star. If I can get it right in there. Like I said, you can make icing to put over these with,
Peanut butter.
yep, with yogurt and peanut butter. Whip it together. It's the same icing we used on the birthday cakes.
The muffins.
Or the muffins, yes, we did the mini birthday cakes. All right, and I think we have enough for 1 more. Ah, do you need a bigger pan? You can get a bigger, or not a bigger pan, a bigger.
No, we're good.
And as you can see now, I'm getting to the point where we are just doing. And as you use flour, the dough is going to absorb it, and it's going to get harder to work with because it's going to get drier. It's not going to stick together as well. So when you get down to this last little bit, you're going to have to really. Ooh, I didn't use flour. There we go. All right, so the last little bit, we'll just roll in a ball. Roll into 2 balls probably. For 2 little ball cookies. This is great to work with if you want to do a project with your kids. I really encourage that. We liked doing stuff. And I mean, because it's just like Play-Doh. It's great for their motor skills. It's great for their fine motor skills, working with it. There you go. Okay, now I want to talk a little bit on foods not to feed your dog. We have a big kitchen. We're here a lot. Things get dropped on the floor. Let's face it. But there are certain foods your dogs really shouldn't eat because it can be very toxic to them. That's why we tell you to really watch the xylitol in the peanut butter. Xylitol is also in gum. Gum can be more harmful to your pet than chocolate can. So you really need to watch those things. And don't get me wrong, Halloween, good time for the dog to get into the chocolate basket. Easter, I can't tell you how much that bill cost me. Foil and all, and the biggest mess you've ever seen. It was nasty. But the dog we had at the time got into chocolate right out of our kids' baskets. So you really, things like that you have to watch. Some other things. Take it away, Miss Food.
You can find a list online usually. Some of the main ones are avocados. You don't want to feed your dog avocados. They are toxic. Grapes are another one. Dogs shouldn't have grapes. Grapes are not good for them. And they are not supposed to have raw potatoes of any sort. Cooked potatoes are okay, but raw ones are not. And then, of course, any processed food. Dogs really shouldn't have any processed foods like chips or popcorn.
Or Cheez-Its.
Or Cheez-Its.
We're guilty here of that. My husband, loves his Cheez-Its.
As for other things, you usually can find a list of things they can have online and can't have. My dog's favorite treat when I'm cooking is carrots. I'm not 100% sure why, but she loves it when I cut carrots. And she can have carrots. That's not a problem.
What are some other foods that they can have?
They can have bananas, as long as you take the peeling off.
Yeah.
Pumpkin's another big one that they can have. Those are the only ones I can think of off the top of my head. Can't think of any off the.
What about like pancakes, and does that really hurt them other than it's processed?
I mean, no, but it's probably something they shouldn't.
If your dog has a food allergy, or if you have one that is itchy, they scratch a lot.
Any human food.
They should not have any human food. I do have one that itches. I'm not going to lie. She is the biggest food monger there is in our house. We adopted her from a puppy mill, and I will tell you, when that microwave would start to pop popcorn, she does the happiest dance I have ever seen because she wants popcorn. She has an allergy. She has a yeast issue in her skin due to the environment she was in, and she really shouldn't have processed food, so we try not to feed her processed food. But it is so hard because you should just see the happy dance she does for Cheez-Its and stuff. It's so sad. But like Bethany said, is there any other vegetables they are good to eat? Mashed potatoes, if they're cooked.
Yeah, if they're cooked, they can have potatoes. Potatoes don't cause a problem unless they're.
Green beans.
Yeah, they can have. I think green beans is another one they can have. I don't know though.
If you're in question,
Ask your vet.
ask your vet, Google it. We do that quite a bit, especially when we have had
Something fall on the floor.
Yep, something fall on the floor and they've gotten it before we can get to it. That's a big one. Bones. Let's talk about bones.
Especially with Thanksgiving coming up.
Yes. I know dogs, especially big dogs, love bones. Chicken bones are not good for dogs. They splinter.
No bone should be good for a dog.
Not even a ham bone. If you want your dog bones, go to the store.
Yeah.
We encourage you to get
We use Nyla, but
Yeah, we use Nyla bones.
and my dog prefers antlers. Those are really good. You're gonna grab some right now.
Yep.
That's what you use, but
These are what we use here for our small dogs. They're Nyla bones. They do come in flavors, and let me tell you, the cherry slushy and the peanut or buttered popcorn are their favorite. They will all chew on them. They love them. Rawhide bones, we had a tendency, it made them sick. And she worked in a vet office for a summer, and she can tell you that they had a lot of dogs brought in due to digestive problems because of rawhide bones. So you've got Nyla bones you can use, like she said, antlers, which you will find at PetSmart or Pet Supplies. What else can they? We use a lot of different toys. We try not to use toys with squeakers in them. The dogs have a tendency to inhale squeakers, not inhale, but devour. And that can be a little bit of a not good thing. So yes, there are healthy foods, like she said, for them. Carrots, they eat here. I mean, we try to make dog treats once in a while for them just to make something special that they can eat. And as you can see, the one hanging out down here really likes her dog treats. Other than that, I think you bake these for 30 minutes in the oven. If you want any of these recipes, I encourage, and I'm going to have, I have these all available to you. Please ask. I can send them to you. They're really easy to do. Believe it or not, this was all stuff I had in my home. Not anything we don't carry on our shelves. So it was easy to pull something together and go, oh, let's make this. This sounds good. And I really hope you've enjoyed this. And tune in, because we will have a craft special where you can make some crafts for your dogs. And also we will have like different tricks and different things you can do in your home to teach your dog and just have fun with them. COVID's made things a little bit hard for people, but let me tell you, if you're home, the best thing you can do is work with your dog and teach them fun things to do. Have a good day.